Hello dear viewers, welcome to my school. I heartily welcome you. I am Nasima Khandekar, assistant teacher, Krishnapur Government Girls High School, Pabna. This is my first class for the Rajshahar Divisional Online School. So I heartily welcome you. How are you dear viewers? Hope that you are fine by the grace of Allah. And I am fine. Always praying to Almighty Allah for this class, and I always request you stay with me till the class completed. Okay, so dear learners, as it is a reading text, I have to read the text loudly for your better pronunciation and for your better understanding. And I always suggest you you may call it a tips to do better in reading comprehension. Whenever you go through a reading comprehension, please read the questions at first and try to gauge the theme, then go to the reading text. Okay, at first look at the questions here in page number 53. In page number 52, you see a dove and a bat. And in page number 53, you see there are 11 questions for you. You have to answer these 11 questions after reading the text. So I always suggest you that at first read the questions and try to guess the meaning. Then and it will be easier for you whenever you go through the text, you will find out the answer easily. Okay, and it is your motto. What to do? Why do you read the text? Because you want to find out the answer of these 11 questions. So whenever you have an objective, it will be more helpful for you. Okay, dear learners, there are 11 questions. Please read these questions. Like number 1, who were the two good friends? What did they decide to do? Why were they tired? Why did they look for shelter? Where did the dove and the bat come? Whose nest was there on the tree? Question number 7. Which words tell you that the owl was not good at heart? Why couldn't the dove eat? Number 9. Why did the bat praise the owl? Number 10. Which words pleased the owl? And number 11. What action of the owl tells you that he wanted to hear more good things about him? Okay, before going to the text, whenever we read the questions, we can gauge a theme, that who were the two good friends. That means we are going to read about two good friends. Then what did they decide to do? That means they decided to do something. Okay, in that way. Okay, and whenever I read the text, I always suggest you that please read the sentences twice or thrice until you understand the meaning, and please try to make question in every sentence and try to answer it. Okay, now I am starting. Please go through with me. Once upon a time, a dove and a bat were very good friends. It is not friends, it is friend. It is friend. In Bangla, in that way. Friend. Okay? It is not friends. It is friend. So once upon a time, a dove and a bat were very good friends. So who were very good friends? Here in question number 1, look, who were the 2 good friends? So in the very beginning line, we got the answer that a dove and a bat were very good friends. Then second line, one day the 2 friends decided to set out on a journey. One day the 2 friends decided to set out on a journey. So what did they decide to do? Look at the question number 2. What did they decide to do? So we get the answer here in second line. The 2 friends, or they decided to set out on a journey. So what's the meaning of set out? It's a phrasal verb. Here I have written set out. What's the meaning of set out? Okay, you have to find out this meaning. So I am not writing the meaning here. It's a phrasal verb, but you have to find out the meaning, set out. Okay, and I'll see it in the comment box. Please, if you know the meaning, write down it in the comment box. I am seeing it. Okay, they flew over the rivers and hills and came to a big jungle. They flew over the rivers and hills and came to a big jungle. So where did they came? Where did they come? They come to a big jungle. Then look at the question number 3 here. Look at the question number 3. Why were they tired? Why were they tired? As it is open-ended question, you may write down the answer in your own language, and it is better. If you write down the answer in your own language, it is better. Avoid the structure, avoid the words in the passage. Like here, they flew over the rivers and hills and came to a big jungle. If we try to answer this question number 3, why were they tired? Then we can say they flew over the rivers and hills and they tired. But if you write down the answer in that way, that they were tired because they flew over the rivers and hills, or they flew a journey, a long way. They passed a long way by flying. If we write down in that way, if you change some words, if you change the structures from the text, then it is better for you. Okay, and it is the symbol of your creativity. Okay, so what will we write in the question number 3? Why were they tired? We write down that they were tired because they passed a long journey. They passed a long way. They passed a long way by flying, so they were tired. Okay, then next line, both the friends were very tired. They needed to sit down and take a rest. They flew over the rivers. Both the friends were very tired. They needed to sit down and take a rest. If we ask, why did they need to sit down? The same answer. Because they passed a long way by flying, so they needed to take a rest. As they were tired, they needed rest. Okay? Soon, night fell and it was dark all around. Soon, the night fell and it was dark all around. It is not around, it is around. Okay. So how was the atmosphere then? If we ask, how was the atmosphere then? The answer will be that the night fell and it was dark all around. A storm rose. Here fell. I have not written the answer. Which parts of speech you have to say it? Which parts of speech fell? And rose. It is not rose. It is rose. Rose. You can utter after me, rose. So which parts of speech it is in this text? You have to gauge the meaning according to this text. There are many meanings of a word, but which is most suitable according to the text, you have to find out this answer, this meaning. Okay, so we know rose means gulab, a name of flower, but what's the meaning here? What is it? Okay, I'm writing. It is a verb. Rose. It is verb. It is the past form of the verb rise. Rise means ota, you know. Very simple word. Rise means ota. And the past form is rose. But the spelling R-O-S-E is the same with rose, that means flower. Okay. So rise here, a verb. A storm rose. You know, storm means jar. The jar utlo. Okay. It started to rain heavily. It started to rain heavily. The dove and the bat started to look for a shelter. Okay. The dove and the bat started to look for a shelter. Why did the dove and the bat start to look for a shelter? If we ask in this line, if we make a question that why did the dove and the bat look for a shelter, so what will be the answer? The answer will be that as the atmosphere isn't good, the weather is stormy and rainy, and it was dark all around, so they started to look for a shelter. Yes, look at the question number 4. Look at the question number 4. Why did they look for a shelter? So you have to write down the answer in different way, maybe in different way, not the same lines. You shouldn't use the same lines written in the text. Okay, so we can say that in this answer we can say that as the atmosphere, the weather was stormy and rainy, and it was night and dark all around, so they started to look for a shelter. Okay, dear learners, please give me the answer. Set out. What's the meaning of set out? And fill which parts of speech it is. I'm checking. I'm sick. Two comments. How are you, sister from Singapore? Yes, I am fine. Shariful Islam, thank you so much for conducting the class online. Let's move forward in this side to build a digital education system. Okay, thank you. But where is our learners? So the learners, please give me the answer. What's the meaning of set out and which parts of speech fill is? Okay. Then we have completed the first paragraph, and as electricity is coming and going, so I have to start this class a little bit later. The fixed time was 11:15, but I have to start it at 11:25 maybe. Okay, dear learners, now go to section A, but second paragraph. They came upon a century-old rain tree. They came upon a century-old rain tree. Look at the question number 5. Where did the dove and the bat come? Where did the dove and the bat come? And here is the answer. The dove and the bat came upon a century-old rain tree. Here is a word, century-old. Century-old. It is not old, it is old. Okay? So, century-old. You know, I know that you are so much accustomed to this word. You have a lot of time heard this word century in cricket. Yes, in playing cricket, century means 100. So century old, what's the meaning? Century old rain tree. The name of the tree is rain tree. And how old the tree was? The tree was century old. That means 100 years old. Okay, an owl had his nest in the tree. So who has a nest in the tree? An owl. There was a nest in the tree. There was a nest of an owl in the tree. The dove and the bat knocked at the owl's door. The dove and the bat knocked at the owl's door. So who knocked at the owl's door? If we ask, who knocked at the owl's door? The dove and the bat knocked at the owl's door. The old grumpy owl opened the door. So who opened the door? The old grumpy owl opened the door. If we ask in this sentence that why did they knock at the owl's door? So what will be the answer? I know you know it. I know you know it. The dove and the bat knocked at the door for shelter, to get shelter. Okay. So who opened the door? An old grumpy owl opened the door. So how was the owl? The owl was old and grumpy. What's the meaning of grumpy? Grumpy. It's an adjective. So what's the meaning of grumpy? Grumpy means bad-tempered, bad-mejazi. Bad-tempered, bad-mejazi. So at the very beginning, we have noticed that the owl was a bad-tempered person, a bad-tempered animal. Here, the dove and the bat requested him to give them shelter. The dove and the bat requested him to give them shelter. So why did they request? To get a shelter, yes. The owl unwillingly let them in. Unwillingly, it's a very common word, unwillingly. You know, unwillingly means onichchakritobhabe, not willingly. The two birds were hungry too. The two birds were hungry too. They begged for some food. Why did they beg for food? As they were hungry. If we ask, why did they beg for food? The answer will be that they were hungry, so they begged for food. The selfish owl wasn't happy. The selfish owl wasn't happy. Okay, why was not the owl happy? Why was not the owl happy? Because the owl was selfish and the bat and the dove wanted to eat with him, wanted to take dinner with him. Okay. However, he shared his dinner with them. However, the owl shared his dinner with the bat and the dove. The dove was so tired that she could hardly eat. The dove was so tired that she could hardly eat. So if we ask why the dove couldn't eat? Why couldn't the dove eat? Because the dove was so tired. The dove was so tired that he couldn't eat. Yes, it is question number 8. Look at the question number 8. Why couldn't the dove eat? So the answer will be the dove couldn't eat as she was so tired. But the bat was sly. Now notice the characteristics of bat. We have already noticed the characteristics of owl, that he is old, grumpy, that means bad-tempered and selfish. Yes? And now notice that the characteristic of bat. The bat was sly. What's the meaning of sly? What's the meaning of sly? It's an adjective. Sly means clever, cunning, okay? The bat was clever, the bat was cunning. He ate greedily, but the dove couldn't eat. But the bat could eat, and he ate greedily. He began to praise the owl with the thought of getting more food. So what did he begin? What did the bat begin? The bat began to praise the owl with the thought of getting more food. And if we ask in this sentence that why did the bat start to praise? Why did the bat start to praise? The bat started to praise the owl for getting more food. The bat said, oh yes, praise. Yes, what's the meaning of praise? Praise means to speak highly. Praise means to speak highly. Praise means to speak highly. Praise প্রশংসা করা in Bangla we say প্রশংসা. He began to praise the owl with the thought of getting more food. Now think that the owl is grumpy, bad-tempered, selfish, but the bat is praising for getting more food, and as the bat was sly. Okay, we have understood the two characteristics, bat and the owl. The bat said, "Oh wise and brave owl, you are the most generous person. You are the most generous person I have ever seen. You are the most generous person I have ever seen. You are powerful and mighty." Powerful, powerful means ক্ষমতাবান, who has power. ক্ষমতাবান. And mighty, here mighty means noble, brave. So now notice that the bat used 5 adjectives to praise the owl. What are they? They are wise, brave, generous, powerful, and mighty. There are 5 adjectives are used here. Okay, 5 adjectives are used here to praise the owl. But we know that the owl is bad-tempered and selfish. He is not brave. He is not at all mighty. But the bat is praising him by saying these good words. Okay. So generous, some words. Generous means liberal. Generous. It is not generous, it is generous. Generous means liberal or brave or noble. Noble. A generous person. And powerful means, powerful, sahoshi, mighty, sahoshi. So the owl was now look at the question number 10. Which words praise the owl? Which are pleased? It is not praised, pleased. Which words pleased the owl? I have already said you. The 5 words that the bat used to praise the owl. What are these 5 words? These 5 words are wise, brave, generous, powerful, and mighty. These 5 words pleased the owl. The owl was very pleased at the bat's flattery. So what is called this praise? Actually, he doesn't deserve these words. The owl doesn't deserve these words, but the bat is praising and using these words for owl. It is called flattery, chatukarita. In Bangla we say chatukarita. Actually, he doesn't deserve these words. It is flattery. So what is flattery? If we ask what is flattery, the flattery is actually to praise someone who doesn't deserve to this praise. যে এই প্রশংসার যোগ্য নয় কিন্তু প্রশংসা করা হচ্ছে, সেটা হচ্ছে চাটুকারিতা. Okay. He puffed and ruffled himself. Here puff, in Bangla we say pammara. He puffed means swell, স্ফীত হয়ে যাওয়া. Whenever the bat used some good words to praise the owl was swelling, ফুলে যাওয়া, স্ফীত হয়ে যাওয়া. Puffed means swell, স্ফীত হয়ে যাওয়া. Puff, swell, স্ফীত হয়ে যাওয়া. And ruffled means open, unloose, এলিয়ে দেওয়া. He puffed and ruffled himself, trying to look as wise and brave as possible. Yes, he puffed and ruffled himself, trying to look as wise and brave as possible. So, after hearing the flattery, what did the owl do? After hearing the flattery, what did the owl do? The owl puffed and ruffled himself and tried to look as wise and brave as possible. Now look at the question number 7. Yes, we have already answered the question number 7. 9, 10. Yes. Now look at the question number 11. What action of the owl tells you that he wanted to hear more good things about him? What action of the owl? Now compare question number 7 and 11. Here in question number 7, which words tell you that the owl wasn't good at her? The owl wasn't good at her. Which words? You have to find out the words which describe that the owl wasn't good at her. So here the words: he puffed and ruffled himself, trying to look as wise and brave as possible. These words, this sentence, tell us that he is not good. Again, he turned to the dove. He turned to the dove and asked, "Now, little dove, what do you think about me?" Look, now, little dove, what do you think about me? This word is in quotation, inverted comma. It is the speech of the owl. And look at his choice of word. Now, little dove. The owl used the word little dove. Little dove, this adjective. Now notice which adjective, a negative word, is chosen by the owl. So here, question number 7, which words tell you that the owl wasn't good at heart? Now, little dove, what do you think about me? So this word is, using this word, little dove, here the owl is trying to neglect the dove. The dove is now his guest, but he is neglecting him by using this word. And now question number 11, what action of the owl tells you that he wanted to hear more good things about him? So the last line, then he turned to the dove and asked, "Now, little dove, what do you think about me?" This sentence, this action, his action, he puffed and ruffled, this action, and he turned to the dove. সে ডাবের দিকে ফিরে তাকালো. This action, and he puffed and ruffled himself, this action, and trying to look as wise and brave as possible, this action. These 3 actions tell us that he wanted to hear more good things about him. He turned to the dove and asked, "Now, little dove, what do you think about me?" This sentence especially tell us that he wanted to hear more good things about him. Okay, and in question number 7, which words tell you that the owl wasn't good at heart? Whenever we see that after hearing the flattery from the bat, he puffed and ruffled himself. সে স্ফীত হয়ে গেল and trying to look as wise and brave as possible. সে নিজেকে খুব ব্রেভ দেখানোর চেষ্টা করছিল. This word tell us that he is not good at heart. So dear learners, if you have any question, if you have any problem with this text, with any meaning, please try to write down in the comment box. And here, set out. I am expecting the answer from you. Set out means start journey, sail away. Start journey or sail away. And fill which parts of speech is this? In the very beginning sentence, second sentence, One day the two friends just decided to set out on a journey, means to start a journey, to sail away for a journey. And in the fourth line, soon night fell. So it is a verb, and it is the past form of the verb fall. Fall means potito hawa, pore jawa. As the story is written in the past tense, so they use the past form of the verb fall, means potito hawa. That means রাত নেমে এলো, রাত নামলো বা রাত পড়লো, রাত নামলো. Okay, I have, yes, there are section C and D, but we have no time as it is already 12:08 p.m. Okay, within 2 minutes we have to finish the class. Now look at the section C. Look at the section C. There is a table for you. There is a table. The dove and the bat were very good friends. As we know from the text that the dove and the bat were very good friends. They decided to fly over rivers and hills. If we want to make the table, make the sentences sequentially, then we have to write down like a story. Okay, আমাকে গল্পের মতো করে লিখতে হবে. So we have to write the dove and the bat were very good friends, the first line, and in the second line we have to write they decided to fly over rivers and hills. Then they were very tired. Then they decided to look for a shelter. Okay, and there are 7 true false in section D. The dove and the bat decided to go for a flying competition. It is false. I have written here section number D, number 1, false. As we know, they set out for a journey. It is not a competition. Okay, it is not any competition, so it is false. Number 2, they reached a big jungle. Yes, it's true, they reached a big jungle. In number 3, they were afraid because a storm was blowing. Yes, a storm was blowing, so they were afraid. It's true. Number 4, the dove and the bat were looking for a place to spend the night. Yes, they looked for a shelter. It is true also. Number 5, the owl gladly asked the bat and the dove to come in. Gladly. Now look at the word gladly, but we have read here that unwillingly let them in the line number 4, 6, 8, 10. In the line number 10, unwillingly let them in. Actually, the owl unwillingly let them in, not gladly, so it is false. Okay, and number 6, the owl and the birds ate together. Yes, however, he shared his dinner in line number 11. However, he shared his dinner with them, so we see that they ate together. Number 7, the bat sincerely praised the owl. Sincerely, it is sincerely, no, it is flattery. Actually, he doesn't deserve, the owl doesn't deserve the words brave, generous. He is not generous, he was selfish, so it is not praise, it is flattery. So the bird sincerely praised the owl. It is false. Question number 6 true and question number 7 false. Okay, dear learners, we have completed the session today, and see you soon. Till that, be happy and healthy, stay home and go on with your study with various online schools. Thanks for watching me. Thanks for enjoying the class. Thank you everybody. Assalamu alaikum.